Hello, my name is Jimmy Wathen, Child Development and Education Specialist for Jefferson County Public Schools Early Childhood Programs. The purpose of this training is to walk early childhood staff through the JCPS kindergarten registration and application procedures for the 2020-2021 school year. The first and most important step of the transition process is the completion of the kindergarten application during the priority registration period. The online kindergarten registration process begins on November 2nd and runs through December 16th, 2020. Who must register? All families with children that will be 5 years of age on or before August 1st, 2021 must register for kindergarten. According to state regulations, children may not be retained in preschool. Oftentimes, parents assume that since their child is in the JCPS preschool now, that they are automatically registered for kindergarten. This is a misconception, as all families must reapply to attend kindergarten. What is your role as a staff member in JCPS Early Childhood? You play a vital role in assisting families with the kindergarten registration process. You must communicate the importance of kindergarten registration to your families. All teachers received an electronic copy of the kindergarten application support packet via the Peak of the Week newsletter. It can also be found on the Ready for K SharePoint site under the Transition Readiness tab, as shown here. The packets contain everything that staff will need to support their families with kindergarten application process. This packet includes letters, flyers, and checklists. Each week, staff are expected to share a copy of a kindergarten application flyer to each family with a child that's transitioning to kindergarten. These flyers are available in English, Spanish, and Arabic. The flyers are to be shared in sequence according to the date listed at the bottom of the flyer, as shown here in this example. Down in the margins, there will be a note for teachers informing them of which week they are to send home that particular flyer. Pay close attention to those dates because you must send it home in the same order as specified on the date at the bottom of the flyer. A sample reminder letter is included in the packet to send home to those families that have not completed the application. You would typically send this home toward the end of the application period, like toward well into December. Uh, for those children whose families have not completed the process, there's a space at the bottom where you can mark which notice it is, and you would just put the date you sent them that notice at the top. Also in your packet is an application checklist. This is very important because this is where you will document your attempts and communication with your families throughout this entire kindergarten application process. This form is not something that you have to send in to anyone like the early childhood office. You just need to keep it and save it on your computer in case we reach out to you to ask you what attempts you have made and what follow-up you have done with your parents. So this is a very important form for you to keep track of. Next, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process that parents can use to apply for kindergarten. So on the JCPS homepage, there's actually a button. As you can see here, a screenshot. It's in between the technical support button and the ready for K button. Parents can simply click that and it will take them through the rest of the kindergarten application process. After they click register and apply, it will take them to this screen and they will select the apply for school option. Next, they will click apply for elementary since kindergarten is a part of the elementary grade levels. Next, a screen will appear and parents will need their portal activation key. As a reminder, parents received this parent portal activation key in the mail from the JCPS student assignment office. If they don't have their activation key, they will find directions on this particular step of the process on the web page on how to access their activation key. Another important part of the kindergarten application process are the choices books. The choices books list profiles for each of our elementary schools in JCPS, as well as more information about the different options and magnet programs that we offer. Parents may access this book online on the same web page where the elementary application is located. Virtual showcase of schools this year will be virtual due to our shutdown because of COVID-19 and social distancing guidelines. Each school will be showcasing their schools online using virtual open houses. And the schedule can be accessed of these open houses can be accessed on the JCPS homepage. Again, here's more information on how parents can access the virtual open house schedule. And what parents can do is they will see a list of all of our schools and then they can visit the virtual open house for any schools that they may be interested in applying for kindergarten to find out more information about those particular schools and to see if it's a good fit for their child. Another support system that we have for our families with the kindergarten application process is that they may make an appointment at the JCPS 360 Student Family Support Center at Humana. They have representatives from the JCPS Student Assignment Office who can walk parents step by step through the kindergarten application process. Parents can also contact the JCPS Student Assignment Office at the email address listed here, askstudentassignment@jefferson.kyschools.us, or by calling their direct number, which is 485-6250. A parent that does not have access to computers can also reach out to the JCPS Student Assignment Office for assistance. We do not want this to be a barrier to someone not being able to apply for kindergarten. Again, there's the email address as well as the student assignment phone number. The good news is that the JCPS Student Assignment Department has sent all of our transitioning families with a hard copy of the elementary choices books and a step-by-step instructions flyer and an application activation key via the US mail. We're going to keep you all as staff informed throughout the entire process during the kindergarten application period and beyond. We have an online system that we can use to track which of those families who have applied. And what will happen is every 2 weeks during the registration period, you will be sent a list of those families who have and have not applied for kindergarten yet. That way, you know which families that you have to continue your outreach with. And we found that the best outreach is the personal contacts that you make. Of course, now you can't uh, do face-to-face meetings and at a location with your families, but definitely you could do this through your Google Classroom, your Google Meets, telephone calls, and emails, text, etc. Whatever it is that you use to outreach to your families, please use that system throughout this process to keep your families informed. As I said before, you'll start receiving weekly reports where it will be sorted by location and school, where you could see those of your families who have and have not completed the application. Um, as I mentioned before, teachers and parents can access additional kindergarten transition resources on our Ready for K website under the Kindergarten Transition tab. Your packets also contain some frequently asked questions for staff. So I really encourage you to look at those frequently asked questions before you reach out to us with your questions about the process, because many times you will find that other people have had those same questions as you, and they are answered on our frequently asked question pages. Who does a staff member contact if they have questions about the kindergarten application process? Please contact Kathy Brooks at kathy.brooks@jefferson.kyschools.us. Who do parents contact if they have questions about the kindergarten application process? Parents should contact the JCPS Student Assignment Office at 485-6250. Even though the priority deadline for applying for kindergarten is December 16th, parents can still apply after the deadline, and we will continue to support those families that haven't applied after December 16th. However, parents need to know that the priority deadline is December 16th, and in order for them to receive their first choices for elementary, especially magnet programs, they need to apply before December 16th. Some additional things that we do, just to remind you, to support our families with the transition to kindergarten. Our Family Fun Day in May is all related to kindergarten transition. In fact, the month of May is Kindergarten Transition Month. We're going to be doing lots of things to support our families to prepare for kindergarten in the month of May. We also have units in Big Day for Pre-K as well as Second Step that are completely dedicated to the transition to kindergarten. Your virtual home visits that you're going to be doing in the spring will relate to transition to kindergarten. Also, resources and activities that can be done at home to support our families with the transition to kindergarten, as well as our annual Camp Ready for K that's done in the summer for those children who are transitioning to kindergarten. The next part I'm going to talk with you about related to kindergarten is the early admission to kindergarten process. The state and the district have a policy that a parent has the right to petition the district for early admission to kindergarten if their child misses the August 1st cutoff date. But they have a birth dates between August 2nd and October 1st. This doesn't happen very often, but if a parent wishes to pursue this option, they must contact the Early Admission to Kindergarten Committee to learn more about this process, which includes testing for qualification. Just a few more reminders about the early admission to kindergarten process. Teachers and staff should keep in mind that they should never lead a parent to believe that their child is prepared for early admission to kindergarten if they do not meet the August 1st cutoff date. There is a very formal application and petition process for early admission to kindergarten, and children are administered a test to make this determination. Giving parents false hopes and perceptions is not good. As a representative of JCPS, parents often assume that since you told them that you think that their child is prepared for early admission to kindergarten, then what you say makes them qualified. This is a misconception and should never be relayed to parents. Each year we have teachers that give their parents this impression, and oftentimes the child is tested and does not qualify. Teachers should always refer parents to the JCPS early admission to kindergarten team if they have questions about the early admission process. Um, if you do have parents that ask you about their child's, that they think their child is prepared for early admission to kindergarten, just politely, be respectful to them and say, there's a whole process that your child has to follow and an application for petition, and then refer them to the early admission team if they have questions about that process. And then we will just take it over from there, and that leaves you out of the equation. Thank you, and that concludes this presentation.